All right, everybody, welcome back.
Welcome back!
Episode 4.
We made it. Quattro.
Episode 4. Yep. All right.
We're halfway to the Ocho.
Halfway to the Ocho. All right, Matt, what is on the chopping block? I'm sure we're probably going to have a little bit of nostalgia. What about the World Health Organization's acquisition of so much agricultural land along with China in the United States?
It's going to be a solid no for me because I, once again, can't think about this stuff or I won't be able to sleep at night.
Okay, well, what do you got?
True story. Hear me out. I had to stop watching Ghost Adventures before I go to bed because I would get crazy nightmares. Just wild stuff.
I mean, they're definitely under your bed.
Like, have you ever seen Stranger Things? We've talked about this.
Season 1.
Okay. Well, in the new one, it's like this red world. It's weird. It's weird. Swear to God, that was one of my dreams at one point in time. So,
like the Upside Down? Is that what it's called? The Upside Down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a dream I had before. But anyways, how have you been? No, we're not talking about the World Health Organization.
World Health Organization. No, it was a good week. It's cooling down a lot. I know we talked last week about how hot it was. Dude, the cloud cover this week, so much better. So no, it was actually a pretty solid week.
I expect it to get hot immediately, but it's been so good the past few days.
Yeah, like New Mexico and everywhere else I've been have all been hot, and I've always been like, yeah, like summer and beaches, but like
this is different.
I feel like when I went to Alaska, like it changed everything.
Everything.
I was like, I want the winter, I want the cold, I like the snow, and then I come back here, and it was snowing when I got here, so it was nice. It was a good transition, and then like now this summer, and it's like 105, and I'm like, no, this is death.
This is horrible.
This is death.
This is absolutely the worst. No, but it was good actually. The weather was nice. I got to go to a hot air balloon festival.
That's legit. They have those in New Mexico all the time.
It was actually pretty decent. You know, for one of the things Oklahoma did pretty well was this hot air balloon festival. I was pretty stoked. They could have done security a little bit better.
So they letting in shady individuals to the balloon festival?
It wasn't even shady individuals. It was just like we were so close to the balloons. So they have a guy that holds on to like a tow rope for like a jet ski. So it manages the top of the balloon so it doesn't go all crazy.
That doesn't sound sketchy at all.
Well, yeah, but they were doing that like through the crowd. And I was like, why didn't you just put like maybe some caution tape? I don't know, literally anything other than just like a guy going, "Hey, get out of the way!
Nope, send it.
Watch your face, lady,
man with the stroller, please move,
please move. Your child's not safe here." Oh man,
I want to ride in a hot air balloon. I think that'd be cool.
That sounds terrifying.
Just
also,
drop stuff.
Like, do you want to be?
I don't know why that sounds cool.
Do you want to be close enough to kiss someone that you just like are just like, all right, well.
I mean, yeah, I guess those. But
you try to get away
from
the
basket.
Someone?
It's a basket.
Literally,
the baskets are pretty small.
Literally a wicker basket. That was super cool.
But yeah, I feel like it's just like one of those childish things. Like when you're on something high, like you have to drop something or spit off of it.
Oh man, when I'm out of town, one of the things I love to do is go to bars that are like really high up in the air for some reason.
That seems super safe.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a building.
Just hammered drunk, hanging over the rail.
Whatever. Sounds like a good time to me. Super unrelated. I got a new hat.
And does your wife know about the hat?
We went to we were just like, we want to go hang out. I was like, I really want to go to this brewery, grab some brews, whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, we can go to this other brewery, Lively Brewworks, I think it was, or something like that, whatever. And turns out there was like a cool concert and outdoor space, and I was like, man, that's a really nice hat, and I got a new hat. And
is it like a fedora?
No, it's just a hat. It's teal. I think it's really cool.
You have a thing with teal. You wanted like a Yeti cooler that was teal a while back.
Oh my god!
That you never got.
Started on the Yeti cooler. I didn't get it, but I did get a Yeti water bottle.
That's not teal.
That's not teal. It's yellow. It's yellow. No stickers yet, because I'm waiting for the first Disguised Horse stickers to come in.
We've already had people asking for those.
They're begging.
Yeah,
begging, and I appreciate it.
The responses, like after just the last 2 episodes and then episode 3 dropping, like it's been more than
Mental
I thought.
Health Minute. People love it.
It was cool, man. It's cool having people just come up and like, hey, I found your podcast. Like, it's really cool that you guys are doing this. So we appreciate it. We appreciate everybody.
Shout out to the guy on Discord who I don't know, who I showed the podcast to, but super random guy, and he liked it. So hey, thanks, man.
Name drop? You can name drop him? No name drop?
I'd have to look for it. I think it's like Runty or Rudy, something like that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you. You're the best. I was reading through Discord and I was like, man. And then somebody said something. I was like, dude, this guy's great. So hashtag let's be friends.
Yeah, I had you add me so I could see all the analytics and everything yesterday, and like I'm all excited about it. Like, oh, we got like over 100 subscribers, and I'm showing my wife, and I just see like the glazed eyes, like eye roll, like. Oh. But I'm telling you, like,
when you get to 1 million.
Yeah, when this starts making money, then they're going to be like, oh, like we were here from the beginning, we're supporting you. I remember the eye rolls
the whole time. She's like, she's gonna be like, well, I had to listen to you talk about it all the time, so thanks, guy.
True. Eventually, we'll get to that point where we don't have to like literally every person we see, like, hey, have you listened to the podcast? Like, comment, subscribe.
Speaking of another time I got yelled at for that, so shout out to Donna, our ASSE representative. We got a foreign exchange student in.
Yeah, I met her today. She's really cool.
She's super cool and she's super sweet. Super glad to have her, and it's gonna be a fun experience. We got her for 10 months. Starts high school on Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So, but shout out to Donna. I just wanted to say thanks because I was we were doing this interview or whatever, and she's like, yeah, we checked your Facebooks obviously to make sure you're not crazy people, and I was like,
clearly are. You didn't check.
Did you subscribe to the podcast? My wife is just laser beams, and I'm like, I could feel them. I was like, oh god. Yeah, it's been a pretty fun week. Like all the cool stuff, I have to I want to tell Adam about it. So
I know,
bad.
I feel like we talk a lot less throughout the week now because you'll start telling me something and you'll be like, oh wait, no, I can't. We gotta talk about it on the podcast.
I want to tell you about this idea I have for it, but I think I should just surprise you with it.
So all the excitement from everything is genuine. I don't know anything he's gonna say.
Yeah. Hey, I think it might be about that time.
Everybody's favorite segment.
Hashtag nostalgia.
Hashtag nostalgia.
Oh man, this is a good one. So, do you have any favorite playgrounds from when you were a kid?
Playgrounds. Yeah, we had this one playground that was down the road from our house. We'd skate to it or ride our bikes or whatever, and it was like solid wood. Like everything was made out of wood.
That's pretty cool.
Like the community center built it. It was called Kids Kingdom, and we used to go over there and I don't know if you played any of these crazy games. Like, have you ever heard of suicide tag?
No.
So you've heard of tag?
I mean,
right. I'm getting the baseline here.
I was that isolated.
Yeah. So tag. So suicide tag. When you're at this playground is you can't step on anything that is more than a couple inches wide.
Okay.
So you're balancing everywhere you're going playing tag. Super dangerous.
Is it like the floor is lava?
Yeah. And so no floors. It's all like handrails and like the top of slides, stuff you can't step on anything that's more than a couple inches wide and you're playing tag.
Crazy kids on top of the playground.
Yeah. Dude, literally that was where I learned how to do backflips and stuff.
Oh my
do
god.
Backflips off stuff.
You were the backflip guy?
Yeah.
We had a backflip.
No, that there's always
James,
that guy. There's always that guy oh, this dude can do a backflip. Oh, can we see it? But yeah, I learned how to do a backflip because of suicide tag. But yeah, but playgrounds. We would go to that playground. Yeah, it was solid wood. It was legit.
I remember the time that my mind was blown the most. We were just waiting for the bus. We called it the Dirty 30 because it was the 30 bus line. And good old James just fucking backflip. Not like one of those oh, I'm crouching down. No, full crouched. Full tuck. Back I think he might have done the whole Christ
laid it out.
Laid it out and just landed. And I was just I almost watched someone die. But that was very impressive. Oh man.
Yeah, playgrounds, man.
I think the only playgrounds I really had were really sketchy ones. I was an inside kid. I think I might have watched Austin Powers a few too many times as a young man. But we did no, there's just this one I always remember that was just near the house, and it was literally at the time it felt like it was 30 feet tall, and it was just a metal slide. And I'm from South Florida, so that thing was it was literally a pan,
a frying pan. Yeah,
you could throw eggs on it and just. And you're oh wow, but that was your ass. We went down the slide. So I guess might not have why we went there, but I think our playgrounds were skate parks, dude.
Yeah, most of the time probably, especially after we got a little bit older.
Yeah, you ever been to Boards and Blades?
I don't know what that is.
Oh man, it was the skate park of your dreams. It was super good. It was super cool community. I mean, I could tell you all about it, but I don't think too many people would be super interested about that. Yeah. But whatever. Had a big old Euro gap. We'd tray flip hips. There was a 6 stair. There was a 3 gap 3, and place was pretty tight, dude.
Yeah, we had skate spots in the town that I live. It was a small town, so if we wanted a legit skate park, we had to drive an hour away, which we would do every weekend. Yeah, but
without care, just who's driving?
Yeah, who's going to the park and who's driving?
Yeah, because I was looking through some stuff and I was like, man. So there I was at Chicken Pickle. I don't know if you've ever been to this place.
I have not. You told me about it and I didn't think it was real the first time you mentioned it. I was like, chicken pickle.
Absolutely.
Really? But no, it's legit. No, I haven't been
super fun. One, there's beers, because we're adults and we can do that.
yet.
Two, there's this stuff called pickleball.
Pickleball.
It's like tennis, but for dorks.
So wait, tennis, but for dorks.
Yeah.
Like,
so like,
okay, I'm not going to make fun
it's
of anybody
not,
who plays tennis.
like you played wiffle ball before.
Yeah.
It's basically a wiffle ball,
Okay.
but with a tennis racket. And like people
Okay.
get super, super into it. But there's like yard games, and there's like, the bag toss, there's shuffleboard, there's foosball on the inside, there's table tennis. It's a really cool spot. The food's half decent, so we like to go there a lot. And have you ever heard of the Chive?
Yes.
All right, so there we were chilling, eating some food, and I look over to the TV, and they're doing parkour, and I was like, oh, look, that's super cool. And like talking to the wife, just shooting the shit, whatever. And then I look over, and when stuff is like staged and people look like they're kind of scared?
Yeah.
Oh no. These two dudes in this like film were furious because they saw this guy just running and going towards like the third like story of a mall to like jump a gap, and they were flipping out. They're like and then they saw the dude jump the gap, and they were pissed. They were like yelling at the dude like, fuck you, brother, like that's unbelievable. Like, and I was like, oh my, like I was actually nervous. It was a weird gap. I mean, it was over a railing, so the railing's like almost 3-4 feet tall, like normal like glass railing. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
save this man from falling to his untimely death in a mall full of people, nonetheless. So that's why I don't want my kids to see that.
Yeah, you got like 16-year-old exchange student coming to hang out in America and just watches a dude fall to his
And
death.
we're just like, oh, this is a nice mall. They've got an Old Navy. You're gonna love.
This is how you guys do it in America? Oh my
And
god.
you just see this guy, oh, tumble to his death. So these dudes are like pissed in the video, and I was like, that's definitely gonna be a topic on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I figured we'd roll that into what the news.
What the news?
What in the news is going on?
Okay.
So maybe we might start talking about the World Health Organization and stuff like that.
Just crazy news articles.
If you guys are into it, but like fall deaths from parkour are a serious thing. 4 days ago, hear me out. A young man who they presume was doing parkour plummets to his death. How many floors up do you think?
To his death. 8 stories.
13.
That's a lot.
This kid is 15 years old. He's 13 stories in the air, and he's just like, I'm going to jump it.
Yeah.
And
As one does.
doesn't make it. I think he was like filming it too. Like there's a lot of TikTok videos where people are literally jumping between gaps on TikTok with GoPros on and don't make it.
Yeah, like you always see the videos online, like everybody's like, they always make these super rad lines. Like I feel like I don't ever hear about the people that don't make it.
Oh, because they keep that shit hush, lock and key. But if you Google it, it's crazy. I mean, just today when I was like, oh man, I should probably, get a good article.
Yeah.
This was August 15th. So, I mean, what, a week
Yeah.
ago?
Not long ago.
Yeah. And that was, just from this month, because I had to filter it by months because they get like more and more serious the farther you go back, or like the ones that like catch
The
people's
real
attention,
bad ones.
are the ones at the top. So even from just this month, there's 5, 6, 7 articles on page 1 of Google. I don't even want to get to page 2 of Google. That's the abyss, dude. That's a serious thing, man. Were you ever into parkour?
I mean, just the like the suicide tag and backflip. Yeah, I guess we did like.
You were the early days of parkour.
So I have backflipped off a house before.
A house.
Yeah, but that's not 13
Like-
stories.
First floor?
Like the
Second
roof of a house.
Oh man, I don't think we did parkour, but we definitely jumped off some shit.
So there's a difference actually. Parkour is like point A to point B, not as many flips and stuff, and then you have free running, which is the guys that you see doing like flips and stuff off the wall, running up like trees and doing backflips. I did that some when I was younger.
Well, my cousin was super into dance, and I thought it was kind of lame at first, but then like as I got older, and I was like, "Dang, dude, you used to hang out with these like cute girls." And he's like, "Yeah, all the time." I was like, "Damn, I should have gotten to dance." But
I
he
chose
would,
the wrong life path.
yeah, he would show me clips. He'd like run up a wall, backflip. He'd backflip off trees, and I mean, when you're young and you're a bunch of round girls, and you're just like, "Check this out!" You do a
Yeah.
backflip. They're like, "Oh, you're so cool."
You're so cool.
I was like, "Man, I should be cooler."
I wish I was cooler.
No, but I mean, we used to jump off stuff, so it was pretty sketchy.
Was it like The Office, that episode of The Office where they're just like running around like parkour?
No,
And just jumping
no,
off
we
stuff?
would do like some crazy shit. So down in South Florida, actually, I'll get to it. So we'd go to this one. It was like a river, and there's like rope swings like everywhere in Florida, and like they usually get shut down because someone dies, someone breaks an arm, someone gets hurt. The one that sticks out the most. Actually met Luke Wilson there.
Okay.
And hashtag shout out Luke Wilson. If you're listening, I hope you remember me. You were filming, I think it was Hoot was the movie he was filming that day. Either way. But it was a rope swing into a canal. No big deal. But then you could climb up the tree. And the tree had to be, I don't want to exaggerate, probably 20 feet off the ground, you know, because we'd call them levels. Like there was like an area that was like level 1, level 2, level 3.
Sure.
And you'd go all the way up to level 3. And it was like, the treetops, and you jump down, and it was pretty scary. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. And then you could swim across the canal, and on the other side of the canal was a graveyard, right?
Okay.
So good old Billy Batson, who died, I guess. You just like run by his grave, and you jump through some bushes down to the ledge, which was honestly not even as high as level 3, but it was a little more scary because you actually had to jump through a few trees down a ledge, you know what I mean? So
and through a cemetery.
Yeah, and through a cemetery. So like, you know, the cemetery ooze is getting into the water that we're swimming. And then you could climb up trees on that side, and that was the sketchiest shit I've probably ever witnessed in my life, because those dudes had to be 35, 40 feet in the air, because, you know, they grew off the top of that ledge, and those trees were like 20 feet tall, so they were fucking up there, man.
That's insane.
It was like, seriously, there was some really sketchy shit we did when I was a kid, and we'll get into it at some point in time. But
so if you were one of those fall deaths in South Florida, you probably would have been on Florida Man.
I could have been. Oh my god. I really hope that my kids will never have to Google me and Florida Man.
Let's see what Dad did when he was growing up.
Oh my god. No, and then so we had another one. It was in Shady Banks. So that was another one. Actually, I think some kid actually did die there. He got caught up in the wake, because this one was in like the intercoastal, like the other rope swing where I met Luke Wilson. That one, yeah, that was just a super calm one where like iguanas would go and fall to their deaths, because like iguanas are the dumbest animals on the planet too. So they would crawl up these giant trees and they can't get down, so they would just fall to their deaths. You could be driving down a street in Florida and just boom, iguana hits your car, and you're just like, what the fuck?
South Florida is way more interesting than New Mexico, because like I have none of these stories. Like there's what I tell a story about New Mexico. It's like it was brown.
Yeah. I'm sure you got some cool stories. We'll get there. I know I'm gonna dig them out of you.
Yeah,
like a grave digger.
I'm sure there's something.
So where you could go to this other one. This one was like actually pretty sketchy. Like the current going through it, like if you weren't a strong swimmer, like would pull you away. So it kind of, I don't know whatever happened to the kid who died. I didn't know him. But unfortunately did pass away, and it was a big thing. So they actually shut it down, cut down the rope swing, all this other shit. But we'd go there, we'd go off the rope swing, and then we would swim to the other side, which is like a boat dock. And we'd jump up on this like metal shed or whatever and climb to the top. And like, that's probably the highest thing I've ever jumped off. And we jumped off, and like you'd go so far into the water that like you would hit, I don't know if it was like the ground or what, but like it was so like slush and gross that you'd go like almost waist deep into dirt or whatever. I don't know, but it felt disgusting. And you would do this, and you'd have to like swim away from security, because it was like, you know, an actual business where people make money, and they just have these sketchy ass
just
little
a bunch of kids running around
just
getting
like,
stuck in
what
mud.
are you doing? And these were like yachts, you know, like South Florida guy smuggling drugs. Like, I need a boat. I need a better boat.
I need a yacht.
A yacht. Oh, man, that is some hashtag nostalgia for you.
And what the news?
Dude.
We tied them together.
I'm talking my head off today, man. Sheesh. But I think we might have to roll right into Conspiracy Corner.
Yeah, you got a good one?
I hope I do. I put a lot of effort into it, and I don't know if it was a lot of effort, but I was connecting the dots, just like Charlie Day on that wall. All right. So last time, what did we talk about?
The Higgs boson part of the God particle, right? Tearing
Okay.
up the universe.
So we had the Higgs boson. We thought that it basically ripped a hole in space time.
Yeah, popped the universal bubble in
Popped
2012.
the universal bubble. And it got me thinking, because like I went home and I was like, no, there's no fucking way. But I was like, wait, didn't something else happen in 2012? Do you remember what that was?
But the Mayan calendar
The
ran out.
Mayan calendar fucking ran out, right? And I was like, no fucking way. So I was doing more research on the Higgs boson. So there wasn't an actual, I don't think there was a date. You know what I mean? When they're making scientific discoveries, they're like, during this time frame, we observed this shit. And I was like, you know what? I bet you that's what they were doing. They were predicting the future. They were fucking wizards.
So the Mayans knew that they were going to discover the God particle in 2012.
They had to, because they called them like different ages, and it was it marked the end of what they call a Baktun. So it's a period in time using the Mesopotamian calendar or the long count calendar. And this was all before the Gregorian calendar and all that type of stuff that the white man, used to ruin things over here. But they could actually count backwards to when the age before that ended by using said calendar. And they thought the apocalypse was going to happen, but I don't think it happened as soon as they thought it would, right? So that goes back to your conspiracy, 10 to the 100 zeros.
Yep.
Right? So it ended. It's just on its way now.
We just don't even know it yet.
No, I think they think they may have thought, that it was just going to happen immediately.
Yeah.
Well, something happened in space, and we still got some time. Don't sell your house once again. But
yeah.
So in 100 million years or whatever, then it's going to end. They just knew when it was going to start ending.
Yeah, they knew what caused it.
So this goes deeper. They really wanted the world to end around 2012. So they start doing a bunch of maths, people with a whole bunch of free time on their hands start doing more and more math. And they were like, oh, they were just a few years off because of the, which goes even further back to our phantom time conspiracy. They didn't account for leap years or anything like that. So they're actually like, oh, no. It was actually 2020. And I don't know if you remember what happened in 2020.
No.
Nothing. That's right. Nothing.
Oh, wait. Wasn't there like a pandemic or something?
Oh my God.
But you're right. Like nothing did happen in 2020 because we were all stuck inside.
That's right. Well, I mean, I think March 16th, I want to say was March 16th, 2020.
Something like that.
That's when we all went into lockdown.
Yeah.
And since then, man, it's been wild.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, maybe we're just all downhill from here.
It's just snowballing.
And I think we're still 100 million years out. But
yeah, we got some time.
We're getting there. We are getting there.
That was a good tie-in. No, I like that. You linked them all together.
Oh, man. I thought hard about it because I was like, man, yours was so good last week. And I was like, but that 2012 date stuck with me. Yeah. And I was like, there's no way that
Didn't they make a movie? Didn't they make a movie 2012 about the world ending or something?
I think wasn't Jake Gyllenhaal in it?
I don't know.
Oh, man, I think he was. Or was that the End of Tomorrow or something like that?
Oh, they had another, the Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow,
yeah,
that's what it was.
That was global warming or something though, wasn't it?
I mean, same thing. So one of the conspiracy theories along with it, the poles were supposed to shift.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the poles shifted.
The poles definitely didn't shift in real life, but I think the Day After Tomorrow was there was 3 or 4 superstorms across the world, and they just
they caused everything to freeze like a second ice age.
Yeah, but it was like a rapid freezing, which hey, there's probably some crazy dude out there. Well, there's probably some highly educated, misunderstood scientist that's screaming, everything is going to happen tomorrow. And tomorrow comes and he's like, it's the next tomorrow.
I meant the next tomorrow. I didn't account for the leap year.
I didn't account for the leap year. I didn't account for,
logic.
Because, dude, imagine if stuff ended just immediately. That'd be wild.
That would be wild.
That would be.
How would it end? If it ended immediately, what it ends tomorrow, right? What would be your guess as to what happened?
Comet. Meteor.
Comet, yeah, that's a good one. Armageddon style.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to know either. You know what I mean? I think I'd rather just like not know and just be at home with my wife and kids, like petting the dogs.
So you wouldn't want like an Armageddon Bruce Willis movie situation where like we know a couple days out that the meteor's coming.
I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall.
And now we don't have any subscribers.
Yeah, everyone just unsubscribed.
That's gone.
No.
Oh, it was fun, everybody.
I actually love that movie though.
No, it's a great movie.
I think Ben Affleck, Bruce Willis.
Yep.
Bruce
Gotta love
Willis,
Bruce
my
Willis.
man.
I love Bruce Willis,
I
man.
hope I look like him.
You do. You got that Bruce Willis vibe
That
going?
Bruce Willis vibe. I think
Yep.
I need a leather jacket. It's too hot for the leather
Too
jacket
hot.
though. But Bruce Willis. Have you ever seen Key and Peele?
Yeah.
When they're just like valets and they're just like, bro, and he just walks away. Bruce Willis is my shit. I love it, man. I love that stuff. Such a good time.
Comet, though, huh? Comet's going to end it all. Solar flare.
Solar
You
flare.
see that one just cook everything
There'd
off?
be no more podcasts.
Yeah. You
I'll
wouldn't
let
have to pay taxes anymore? That's a plus.
That's a plus. I might not hear about my student loans anymore.
Yeah, you don't
That's
have to worry
kinda
about
cool.
that. Car payments.
I'd still have a car though.
Well, yeah, but you'd be dead.
What do they do? Come to my house after a solar flare? Wouldn't just be like a giant?
No, I mean like a solar flare that like cooks off the earth.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
like, well, I honestly think a solar flare that like cooked the internet and like technology and everything went full Mad Max would be legit.
I would just probably.
I would take my chopper and put like knobby tires on it and I would go like full Daryl from Walking Dead, ride my chopper
just
around.
a bat with spikes on it.
Yeah, that would be me.
I don't know, man. I think I'd probably just cower in fear and just be like, I just don't want to deal with this. Like,
So you got like the preppers, right? They're like, oh, we're getting ready for the end. We got our bunkers and everything. Like,
God.
I'll just be the one like going around taking everyone else's stuff.
I mean, all you'd have to do, like, okay,
I
let's
guess
say,
that's kind of mean.
let's say you're just like super fit,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
not.
it happens.
I'm not.
I mean, you're pretty muscly, like, but I don't know. I always feel like preppers like aren't there. You know. You know, like I remember watching something on National Geographic, and it was like this like 15-year-old kid, and he's got like 3 like expired gas masks, and he's like the same like size as like a piece of spaghetti. And I'm like, what, bro? I don't think like you're just all of a sudden become like a Mad Max and put on a Jason mask. Because like, could you imagine if the Chucky doll came running at you? Like, wouldn't you just kick it?
Just kick it.
Same shit, different day.
Yeah, just kick it.
I mean, moderately in shape, and you're just like, well, I mean, I think I'm going to outlast you, but they might have some skills like, you know, eating dogs or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a prepper.
Well, you got a farm, so
I do have a
kinda,
farm.
You would know how to create agriculture.
I actually had somebody come up to me the other day and like, hey, are you going to do a chicken update?
You better.
I mean, I have a
I
chicken
think we
update.
should stop what we're doing and talk
Just
about
stop the podcast
Yeah.
right now.
Forget them preppers.
Yeah.
Tell me about the chickens.
Chickens. I actually had to perform chicken surgery the other day.
What?
So yeah, one of the new chicks. So we got what is it? 19 new chickens, right?
I thought it was 16.
No, we ordered 16. They gave us 3 extra ones.
Really?
So I got 19 new chickens, and one of them had like 2 of its toes like fused together. And my wife's like doing this whole Google search. Apparently, it's kind of common, but yeah, they're like, oh no big deal. You just get some Orajel, put it on his foot to numb it, and then like take scissors
Chop
and
it
just
off.
chop it in half. So we're like, okay. But yeah, I guess it was just like webbing. So like when I cut it, it didn't even bleed. Like the chick didn't even like freak out or anything. So it was good.
Weren't you telling me about
now.
one of the chickens was in a real dickhead?
Yeah. So like anytime,
Still.
like, cause yeah, we'll like reach in to like change the food in the water or whatever. And this one chicken always runs up and just like pecks your hand.
Wow.
Like he's protecting the rest of them. Like
You should call him Peckerhead.
pecker.
Good old Peckerhead.
Yeah. That is definitely one of my chickens.
Go on, though. Tell me how much more of an ass he is.
But yeah, like anytime you do anything with him, he's just like, he'll push all the rest of the chickens out of the way and then run up to you like, what are you doing here? Why are you up in my
Why are you
crib?
touching my chicks, bro?
Why are you touching my chicks? Yeah, because he's one of our roosters.
Ooh.
Yeah, the other one's super
He's
chill.
protecting his ladies,
That's
bro.
what it is. Like he literally like herds them all into a corner and then comes up like, "What's up? What are you doing? What are you doing in my hood?
Puffs up his feathers.
What are you doing? Why are you all up in my business?"
That's really funny.
No, yeah, he's kind of a dickhead.
What a jerk.
Yeah,
You get any goats yet?
no goats yet. Did your wife let you buy one yet?
No. We're still working on it.
Yeah,
Are you still for sale, though?
I mean we can get some goats. Just
you
just
got it.
get one and then like it'll just be another one of those purchases that your wife doesn't know about.
Oh fuck! Can't keep doing that. Can't keep doing that. Oh man.
Oh, you want a goat? You can have it along with these divorce papers.
I don't want those papers. You can keep those papers. Trying to make this one last.
That's okay. We'll have goats, and you can just come over and hang out.
100 years. Yeah, that sounds super fun. Being a lonely guy. Hey, can I just
come
see
over
the
and hang out
goats?
with their goats?
Why? Go on.
You got a thing?
We already podcast with you, bro. Why would we want you to see the goats? Whatever. Maybe one day. But I was actually thinking about it, and then we were both probably like on the same wavelength because I was like, man, I want to set up like a booth at like a farmer's market, or that I could also bring to like a Comic-Con or something, and just be like, shill the podcast as I like to do. And Gold Adam here was like, these eggs are getting out of control.
Yeah, like we're getting we just have the 9 right now that are starting to lay, and like we just got a dozen like yesterday, like in one day. So it's starting to get to the point where we were thinking about doing like taking them to the farmer's market or whatever and start selling them. And then he brought that up, the booth, and I was like, dude, here's your dozen eggs. Have you heard of this podcast?
Not only do you get a dozen eggs, but you get a sticker for a podcast that you probably don't want to listen to.
Like and subscribe. It has nothing to do with farming.
Yeah.
Well, not nothing.
Disguised horse hatchery.
Could be another one of our spin-off ventures, like the drift team and the brewery.
Dude, it's going to be
horse hatchery.
Wild. I mean, the clothing line, the DH.
Yep,
DH clothing.
Yep.
What else could we do? Like, so do you know Kiss? The band?
I've heard of them, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You've probably heard of them. So what they did for marketing was they literally did everything. Condoms, shirts, vans, toys, makeup lines. Like, they did it all. And it was all just a ploy to, like, get their name out there. Because, like, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Their music's not that good. Like, it's all just like...
Guys, we're not that great. We need something else.
We need to work on this. But, like... if everybody knows who's Kiss, and it's just like a bunch of dudes in leather with makeup, and you're just like, not really something I want to listen to.
That's not my jam.
But like, you see Gene Simmons on stage, and he's like bleeding from his mouth. He's like, you know what I mean? He's got like bat wings on. You're like, okay, I can get behind that. And
weren't they in one of the Tony Hawk games too?
Were they?
Yeah, I think they were in like Tony Hawk 2 or something.
We're gonna have to Google that.
Yeah,
we'll follow up next week on that. But like, just getting it out there, because I think one of these coming weeks, like, we'll probably get more into trading card games and like dive a little bit deeper into, because I know you like Magic.
I have played it, yeah.
And I know Post Malone likes Magic.
He does.
And I like Post Malone. So imagine we get Post Malone on the podcast.
Yep.
That'd be cool. But I think we should dive deep into him one day.
Sure.
And I think that'd be pretty chill, man.
Yeah.
Full circle, though, MetaZoo, they are doing literally everything. They call them verticals, right?
Okay.
And it's just kind of like a business adventure. So they're like, all right, we have the game, the trading card game. It's cool, right? I'm like, all right, cool. It's not that fun. Sorry. I think it's Mike Waddell is his name.
All right.
It's just not that interesting. The concept is cool because it's all cryptids, and it's like, there's the Oklahoma Octopus is one of them, and they just do cryptids. That's their thing. It's like a cheap knockoff of Pokemon.
Okay.
But the verticals are, we also have the stuffies. We also have, the video game, the TV show. So, and Walmart, it's in Target, and it's just invading.
Got to diversify.
Right? So, like, if one of them fails, they're just like, oh, okay, well, let's break even and just kind of call it on that line of gear. They got Steve Aoki on board.
Okay.
But the concept is super interesting because they're just like, let's just get everything out there. You know what I mean? So you're not, like, a lot of people in the TCG community aren't really investing so much in the game because they're also like, the game's kind of whatever. But what they're investing in is this Mike Waddell to turn it into like the next Pokemon.
Yeah, one of these other ventures just takes off.
Right? Like, Yu-Gi-Oh's not super popular anymore, but like, you know what it is. You know it's a game.
They have the show.
That's still making income, right?
Yep.
It's still just like, it's part of, a whole bunch of, now adults' life. And I think that's kind of like the super interesting part. So yes, I do have a whole bunch of the shit, but...
I mean, I guess like Pokemon did the same thing too, right? They got clothes and lunchboxes and video games, like all kinds of stuff, like...
Kids wearing shirts.
I don't know. Are the cards still like super big?
Pokemon TCG?
Oh yeah, like
oh my god, yeah.
Like as big as it was like when we were kids.
Bro, it's wild.
Is it?
So a lot of people during the pandemic were like losing their jobs.
That makes sense.
So what they were doing is they were turning to collectibles.
Yeah.
So like
give you something to do
you'd be
too.
bored, right? At the beginning, they're just like, well, I'll just go. Yeah, I used to play Pokemon. Let's go buy a box, a booster box, and put together a deck. And then like, oh, I got the good card, and everyone would turn to eBay. And there's the people who regularly buy the things on eBay. We're still just buying the cards, and they're like, oh my god, this happened really fast. And the box was $100, and I spent $125 on the card. I just made like, $25. Like, what if I just keep doing this? So there was a lot of people who got into the trading card community just to do shit like that. Yeah. So it took the fuck off.
Just give you something to do during the pandemic.
Yeah, and then Pokemon TCG came down and was like, you don't have a brick and mortar store? How about fuck you? So they couldn't get their product and pull the fancy card. And then they just kind of like went under fast.
Yeah, I think I'm down to start talking about some of that stuff.
I think maybe, I don't know about next time, but maybe we'll make a segment on it. So I would love to do like deep dives into stuff. That's one of my favorite things to do in the
like playing the game or like lore.
Just like figuring stuff out. Like I got a lot of strong opinions about stuff, and that's because like
you do.
I listened to the entire Grateful Dead's like discography, and it's horrible. It's just not good. It's like
got a lot of unpopular music statements in this.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, but like, dude, Jerry Garcia was just the worst, and like they all just like played instruments near each other, and I can do this all day. Like they would go to business meetings, and it would just be like 40 fucking people who weren't even in the band, and were just like, well, we demand diapers at each concert, because like these people would have like young children, just like groupies, and just like, yeah, we need diapers, and they'd be like, oh, okay, let me write that down.
Okay, that's a good idea.
You guys basically print money, so fucking whatever, diapers it is. And then there's two other people in the band who were in the band for a short period of time, and literally the guy's just like good at piano. I think it was piano, and he's like, I just want to be in the band. And like the wife was like, well, I can kind of sing, like, just as good as I can. And they just like met Jerry Garcia, and they're like, hey, we want to be in the band. He's like, I guess that's all right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
sure.
Run it by Godfrey over there. And he was just like, hey, Jerry said we could be in the band, and like the dude's on LSD, just like, dude, that sounds awesome. Yeah. And then they were in
Best
the band.
idea I've ever heard.
Yeah, so that's just the whole story of the Grateful Dead. And God, I'm sorry I get spun up about this shit, because like, their merch is everywhere. The teddy bear looks super cool, but I'm not gonna like wear something that I'm not about, So I was like, well, maybe before I buy this teddy bear shirt, I could look into it a little bit, because I know I would literally die if someone, because when those like TikTokers are like, hey, what's the name of the band of the shirt you're wearing, and you're just like, I would literally die. I don't think I can handle that, and I would just take the shirt off right there. Just be like, this is yours now.
Here, you can have it.
Oh man, strong opinions about a lot of stuff.
You got a lot of strong opinions.
I would love to do this about like Harley Davidson and stuff like that. Like that.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't want to be like like the history of Harley Davidson, but I think if we maybe turn that into like one of our segments, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Would you want to hear about that? Write that down.
Write it down.
Write it down in the comments.
Let us know. Yeah, let us know what you want to hear. Or if you heard any of these ones and you want us to elaborate on it more.
Oh, I can. It's always a good time. And once again, I just want to say thank you to all our subscribers, our future subscribers. Everybody who actually likes it and says like cool stuff about it. I'm like, damn, dog. Thanks, man.
It's very cool. Yeah, we appreciate everybody who's listening. Anybody who comes up and talks to us and tells us they enjoyed it, we appreciate it. Thank you.
I hope you can see the smile on my face when you're telling me how much you like it, because I'm just like, I don't think my mouth can get any bigger with a smile. It's cool. I didn't think so many people would like it, but I knew it was going to be good, and I hope it continues to be good.
Yep, for sure.
So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I saw somebody hit the bell.
Ooh.
Shout out you. But we'll catch you next time.
See ya.
See ya.